Sao Paulo is one of those races that always delivers the drama, and 2025 was no different. It gave us tension, drama, and 3 very different podium stories. But I'm not going to bore you with another race recap. No, I'm actually going to talk about what we can learn. Because Lando, Kimi, and Max didn't just finish in 1, 2, 3. They each gave us a different mindset lesson. Also, hello if you're new here. My name's Aaisha, and I make videos on the cultural intersection of Formula 1. Okay, let's start with the race winner, Lando Norris. He pretty much dominated every session. He was calm, fast, and controlled. But that didn't just come from pace, it came from a mental shift. I think what he said in the post-race interview really signals that shift. He said, I stopped listening to the crap people say about me. The lesson there, and the lesson that we take from Lando and from this win is, when you block out noise, you actually give yourself the space to succeed. Okay, let's sprinkle a bit of theory onto this. This is classic selective attention in sports psychology. It's the ability to filter out irrelevant stimuli and focus on performance alone. And elite athletes train this over the years. Lando's always had the talent, and I think now he's actually developing the tunnel vision and the mentality to become a champion. And I don't think he's necessarily gloating it, or he's really loud about it, or he's talking about his championship bid in every single press conference and interview, other than when he's asked, of course. But I think he's really dialed in, and you can see that now, and he's pretty much focusing on each and every race as it comes, and you know, extracting the most out of his car and out of himself in every race. It's not just a race win, but it's the start of a title charge, and that began with cutting out all the noise. Number 2, Kimi Antonelli. He placed second, and this was his best career finish so far, and he did that at 19 in his rookie season. Picture this, we have a literal teenager who is defending off 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, and the reason why that is insane is Max has literally overtaken the entire grid prior to this. He's just overtaken George Russell, Kimi's teammate, and now he's coming for second place, but Kimi does such a fantastic job to hold him off, and that's saying something about someone so young being able to hold their ground and defend essentially like a veteran. He had a better car and fresher tyres, but he still held on. He still kept that second place. And the lesson here is you don't have to wait until you're ready to prove you're capable. Experience is important, but it's not everything. And this reminds me of the theory of flow state, which is coined by Mihaly. I'm not going to butcher his last name, I'm just going to link it down below. It's that sweet spot between challenge and skill. It's where things just click. And Kimi entered that. That's what made it special. It wasn't luck that got him that podium, it was composure. And then I guess we've left the best till last. But number 3, Max Verstappen. Max had a rough weekend. He had issues with the car, he qualified in 16th. Things were not looking fantastic. He literally started from the pit lane. Yes, he may have been given a new power unit, but he was still in the pit lane. He fought back. He went after position till he ended up on that podium. And it's just like what happened in Interlagos 2024. Max started off at the back of the grid, but managed to climb his way to first place. So the lesson here is you don't wait for perfect conditions, you make them irrelevant. And this is grit. It's straight from Angela Duckworth's research, and it's the idea that perseverance and passion leads to your desired outcomes. And grit is what takes you from setbacks to podium. The odds were stacked against Max, but he didn't have anything to lose, so he just raced, and that's what got him the podium. So we saw 3 drivers and 3 very different races. And one thing that they all had in common was mentality. And whether that's Lando tuning out the noise, Kimi thriving under pressure, and Max proving why he's one of the best. Sao Paulo wasn't just a race, it was a masterclass in mindset. Honestly, this is why I love this sport, because behind every stat and every lap time, there's a story waiting to be uncovered. I'd love to hear your takes in the comments. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this, and I'll see you next time.